What's up, guys? Ivan here with getivan.com and today we're going to be looking at Proxyrack and comparing it to Webshare. And I'm particularly interested to see if this service has anything that can compare to the IPv4 data center shared proxies that I use with Webshare in particular. But if they offer other package structures, then I'll try to mention that also. So let's take a look at this and see if it compares on paper and then go from there. If it compares on paper, then I might be willing to do a case study to see how successful it is compared to Webshare. But most services don't compare to Webshare on paper, so we'll have to see. Okay. By HTTP socks and UDP proxies. The service is Proxyrack. I feel like I may have used this service at one point, like a few years ago or something, but I don't recall. It seems familiar. When you enable, okay, let's just look at the home page. 10 minutes from purchase to starting your work. Risk-free trial. I like to see that. I like it when proxy companies offer a trial and make it clear that they offer a trial. They have a lot of reviews on Trustpilot. That's good. It's a highly supported service, I would guess. Residential proxies, pool of 5 million IPs, that's solid. And let's see, data center proxies, pool of 20,000 data center proxies, that's kind of weak. Sorry, but yeah, that's kind of weak. It's not terrible, just I always find it strange, like that you can have less data center proxies, and they're supposed to be more widely available. They're supposed to be more cheaper, right? But then again, I guess if they're IPv4, they're finite. Maybe the residentials are IPv6, so maybe that's why they have a larger pool. I don't know. Massive network, sticky sessions, rotating IPs. 140 countries, nice. API, money back guarantee, that's nice, that's good to know. Countries, residential data center trial. Okay. Cheap unmetered providers. That's unmetered. Yeah, watch out for that statement, unmetered. That's a dangerous statement in the world of servers. What else is different about Proxyrack? Traditional proxy services let you purchase a fixed amount of proxies with the usual packages of such and such that stay static during the month. We take a different approach. When you create a subscription with our service, we give you access to more than 2 million unique monthly IP addresses. These IP addresses are less likely to be recognized as proxies because they come from multiple sources, including home residential Wi-Fi connections. You can then use these IPs by routing your connection through our proxy API, which automatically looks through our repository and attempts to select the best IP for your desired host. So you're saying that you give people access to the entire pool. That's probably why you have it unmetered in some capacity. All right, well, let's see if it lives up to the hype. Let's look at the details on the data center proxies. We don't charge per gigabyte. Awesome. I like to hear that. Access all our proxies, unlike competitors. Okay. For simple flat fee. Our competitor access all of our IPs for a simple flat fee. Static and rotating. Some projects need rotating. Okay. Sounding promising so far. Scraping. Nice. Some of the ways that data center proxies can help you get results. Okay, that's useless. Like 3 data center product options to suit your needs. USA rotating proxies, global rotating proxies, static USA data center proxies. You need static IPs instead of rotating and want speed and reliability. Although they are shared, it is only between 3 to 5 users. I mean, really, speed is what it's all about for my particular use case. So let's see. Global rotating. Well, I kind of want to see both. Let's look. Okay, so 70 cents per thread goes up to 50 cents at this package level. Huh, excuse me. Pardon me, guys. So uncapped data, no limit. So they're probably being sneaky there because they didn't say unlimited. They said uncapped, which is another way of saying unmetered. They say no limit, but yeah, I doubt that. And what about, so they do limit the quantity of your concurrencies. And then they don't say if it's IPv4 or IPv6. I guess it varies. But the pool isn't very big. Unmetered bandwidth. Yeah, see, it's unmetered bandwidth. So there's some kind of, usually when it says unmetered, what it means is there's a rate limit, you know, and even if you just boom, 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 nonstop for a whole month, they've applied a rate limit that's going to probably scale with whatever package that you've purchased. That's what I would guess. And honestly, they need to like divulge the rate limit if that's what they're doing, unless they're just kind of saying, you know, no unmetered, but hey, you know, if you go crazy, then maybe we'll meter you. But I doubt it. They probably have it automated to a rate limit because there's no I just doubt that they're going to be messing with people for any reason. Anyways, so 50 cents per thread is, I mean, it's not bad, you know, especially with rotations. Let's see here, unmetered residential. Oh, this is the trial. It doesn't say how quick the rotations are. That's an oversight and copy. Maybe you can set it. They need to set the minimum level of rotations, and then they need to set the maximum because some people want sessions, right? But anyways, let's go back and let's take a look at the cheaper, faster static ones also, because those would be comparable to what my use case would be. So it's 50 cents per thread. You can get it down to 30 cents per thread. So that's not bad. Unmetered data transfer. That's sketchy though right there. Regularly change and refresh our IP network. So it does have an interesting use case in terms of the way they handle access to unique IPs. It gives you a more unique experience. You're still limited by your connection, so it's not like you're necessarily, unless it's just like you're saying that it's rotating on query across the pool, then I would argue, yeah, there's a benefit to that, but I'm still throttled on threads, and it sounds like there's a rate limit, so I can't exactly increase the speed dramatically. And you didn't, for advertising speed, you didn't put any benchmark on the average MS of the response of the network. So I would say, guys, that this is a worthy service. Like it does have a competitive price, but it doesn't compare to Webshare. I gotta say, it does not compare to Webshare. Webshare is still king. Let's go and look at that in just a moment. Okay, but I wanted to look briefly at. Pardon me. I wanted to look briefly at their residential thing because I wanted to just see how much they charge. $2. That's kind of. Oh well, it gets a lot lower. That's expensive though. I was curious though, uncapped data no limit, how the rotations worked. It's still dramatically more expensive than other residential rotators, so yeah, I gotta say it still doesn't compare to Webshare, particularly the shared data center model. Like it can kind of get down a bit, but the costs are high, and there are some downsides that we covered earlier. So here for Webshare, if we were to look at, say, these 100 proxies, um, you can pick locations and countries. Um, you can also set unlimited data, not unmetered, uh, but unlimited. And so there's a big difference. You can set a refresh every month. You don't need a refresh. I like to do a refresh. How much does it cost without this refresh? Let's see. It's $30 and it drops down to, oh, it's nothing. Yeah, you only get that refresh. That one refresh a month is nice. You just never know, like, where you might be burning out unintentionally. And you don't need high concurrencies because the default is 500 with Webshare. So when you have less than 500, then you don't need this feature. But when you get above 500 concurrencies, then yeah, this feature is highly beneficial because it lets you run your proxies on other servers and things like that, other processes. But you see, for just $30 a month, that's 100 proxies. So you don't have to spend $150 to get access to 30 cents per proxy with Webshare. You just get access immediately. And if you were to bump up to 500, 30 times 5 is 150, right? Because this is 5 times the quantity of proxies. But look, it's only $70, $72. So compare that to, what is this, Proxyrack, when we were looking at the static data center proxies. In order to get that quantity of proxies, you have to spend a ton of money, $150. So you can spend half that amount and get better, more guarantees on unlimited bandwidth, right? And a monthly refresh, right? And so that would be one thing where you could say, okay, 500 threads in this case is going to get you access to 20,000 IPs. So it's more diversified over here, but you're spending twice as much, and pardon me. And then also with Webshare, you could at this point you could add that high concurrency feature and then run it on more servers. If you just wanted to like segment your 500 proxies and do 100 for this program and another 100 for that program and things like that. So Webshare is the best. I've been using it for 2 years. With 100 proxies and unlimited bandwidth, you can do over 1 terabyte of data processing each month, and I do like 2 to 4 terabytes each month, and with more proxies, of course. And I could do a whole lot more than that if I kept it running 24/7. But I've been using it for 2 years. I haven't found a service to replace it. So Proxyrack has some interesting benefits. It's a service that has viability, but it's not viable enough to replace Webshare. Webshare is more cost effective. You get a lot more power for your money. So if you're interested, check out my link here at the bottom of this video or below the video. There might be a benefit to using my link. I don't recall, but give it a try. And if you're insulted by that, then my apologies. No worries. Best to you anyways, and I appreciate you guys' time in watching the video and what have you. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think, and if you have any recommendations, and I'll catch you guys soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.